Good evening, all. Thank you so much for joining us this evening for the workshop Decoding Your Health. And our heartfelt thank you to all of you for your patience, for trusting us. And you've been patiently waiting for us for a month, more than a month, I can say. And thanks once again. And we would definitely deliver what we promised. And in fact, we want to deliver more than what we promised. That's what we are looking out for this evening session. So let's get started. So before we start, we would like to introduce ourselves. So we are a team of five. So each of us has our own specialty in terms of reversing the chronic conditions. So we are basically lifestyle medicine coaches. I am Revati Prasad. I stay in Chennai and I do both online and offline consultation. And with us, we have Swapna Rajaram. She is also from Chennai. And we have Vijay Bala. She is also from Chennai. She is an expert in reversing diabetes. And Swapna Rajaram is a well-versed coach along with uh, certification in yoga. So she deals with clients not only with nutrition, but she also give exclusive session in yoga. And we have Dani Lakshmi here. She is basically from Bangalore, but she speaks Tamil. She is one among us. And she is also really good in taking care of so many conditions like recent she has reversed chronic depression, a client who was suffering with depression for like 20 years, and just in span of 6 months the patient is out of the depression pill. And we have one more coach, Kavita Vinod, who is an expert in reversing cancer due to some unexpected situations. She's not able to join us this evening, but she will be there along with us in the upcoming sessions. And so this is a gist of us, and totally put together, we all have 60 plus years of experiences, all five of us. So today we will be talking more about health, how you can actually understand or decode your health. So this is what we are going to talk about. So let me first share my screen. Just let me know whether my screen is visible for you. Okay, is the screen visible, Swapna?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
visible.
okay. Thank you so much. Yes. So, okay, so this is what we are going to see today. So, how we are going to be different from other programs where we talk about exclusively about health, especially the physical health. But here we are going to talk about something else, right? So today we are going to understand how you can decode your health. It is not going to be a general thing like we always talk about anything. We always talk about in general. Okay, this diet worked for my friend. Let me also try it. This approach helped my friend. So let me also try it. So that's how it works, right? So this is not that kind of a program, but where we are going to really address your health, and your health doesn't limit yourself with just physical health, but that is more than physical health. So now what we do as a lifestyle coaches. So we are here to address the 7 areas of life, okay, of a person. So we don't just treat the condition, but rather we treat the person as such. Now let me ask you some question. So I want it to be little interactive, even though you're not able to be on camera, but still at least unmute and say, example, if a person is struggling in a relationship, or if a person is struggling with a finance, or it could be like their job. And if that person is struggling already in one particular area of life, and that person is coming to us, right? And they are asking or seeking help for their condition. It could be diabetes, it could be BP, it could be thyroid, anything for that matter. Now, if we are going to give a diet plan, okay, just you place yourself in that position. You have n number of challenges in each area of your life, and you have already stressed out. And if I'm going to say that you're going to follow this diet plan, which is absolutely not your routine and it is completely out of your routine, now how many days do you think that you will be able to follow the diet plan? If we are going to address the health condition, through diet plans. I just want all of you to unmute and say, like, share your thoughts on it. How many of you would really follow the diet plan, whatever is being given by us?
Maybe some days.
Some days. Thank you so much, Shiba. That's a honest answer. Yes. Others, please. I would like to hear. So, who is the Samsung SM M325F? So, can I hear from that Samsung as well? Okay, I think she's not able to unmute. Okay. So, the answer is very, very obvious, right? Even we as coaches, we as dietitians, it's very difficult for us to follow a particular diet. For me, if somebody is going to say, hey, Revati, you're going to stop eating all these things, you're going to eat all these things. For me, 2 days, I can withstand that new diet. And third day, I will get back to my routine because it is not at all me. Because I get identified with the habits which I've been practicing for years or months together, right? Suddenly, if I move away from my routine, I immediately sense that I'm not myself, right? So that is the reason we always try to address the cause of the cause. If I'm going to give you a diet plan, and if I'm going to ask you whether you follow, you might say like 50-50, or you might say me that probably I followed 30%. Now I will be more curious to understand like what happened to the 70%? Why you couldn't follow that? Now that's where you pitch in. You start saying like, ma'am, you know what? My office pressure, month-end targets, or you will come up with saying like, my in-laws are not supporting, my partner is not supporting, or you might come up and say like, you know what? I don't feel like motivated. I feel like there is always something saying like, no, this is not going to work out for me. So there is some kind of inner dialogue that is not actually permitting me to, perform better. So imagine if that is not being addressed and we are going to simply talk about diet, diet, diet. Do you think that is going to address the or it is going to make us achieve the desired result? Definitely not. Now we are the coaches. We always treat the person with all these areas counted. We do take a very good history, a detailed history, which we call it as a discovery session, and then we assess where this person is stuck. And we also help you how you have to balance it and how you can regain or reset your health to the optimum level. Now, today we are going to talk more about finance because everybody would love to have more money in our life. And we believe that if we have sound financial health, we believe that we will be happy and we will be able to achieve so many other stuff, right? But what happens is at the surface level, we all wish to have more money, but it is the biggest challenge I can say to make money is more challenging for us, right? Now, why we need to connect this? Say, for example, if we are going to give you a diet plan and we are going to say like, okay, buy all these things and eat. Sometimes you don't even feel worth for yourself to procure those food stuff. People might come back to us and say like, ma'am, I cannot cook just for me, right? I cannot spend for me because we have certain things like, the relationship between me and the money has to be addressed. Otherwise, this is not going to help us in any way, right? Now, the physical relationship, the relationship between me and the money plays a very vital role. If the persons perceive or believe that he or she cannot afford a particular food, okay? Let me tell you a paradox. We are okay to spend 600, 700 rupees for a pizza, but we are not okay to spend the same amount for buying almonds, right? Both cost same, but we don't want to do that, right? Pizza is for just one meal, And if it is going to be shared between two people, it doesn't even fill the tummy. But if you buy almonds, you can eat it at least for a month. And imagine if you're going to eat every day like 8 to 10 almonds, the results, just compare, right? Now, today we are going to talk more briefly about finance, but we are actually focusing on three very primary area which actually affects your health. One is finance, the financial area, the financial life, or the financial health. The second thing is the relationships, and third thing is the physical health. Now, I would like to connect the dots between, but today we are going to predominantly see how we can build in a positive relationship with the finance, with the money. Now, this session, what we are going to cover is that why is finance is always a challenge to me, and what is the hidden lesson that I'm missing to learn. So I'm not able to make money. Though I know so many things, so many ways to make money, still I'm not able to achieve it. I'm not able to be successful in making money. And we have certain perceptions, or rather, I can put it in a very simple term, certain belief system that, like, for example, money doesn't grow in plants. Okay, so we always being brought up in such a way, like, you have to really work hard to make money. So we have to balance that. We have to really balance it, because if we are going to keep on saying that I'm going to make money only when I'm going to work hard, right? Now, what happens? Working hard is even more challenging for me, right? So I feel like, okay, money is not for me. Let me not do much. Let me not put so much of energy in the efforts. Let me chill. Let me wait for some other day, probably, and then I can work hard. But it's very difficult for us to make up the mind to understand that now, if we are going to do some workouts, in the sense, now if we are going to convince ourselves to put in some effort right now, obviously you're going to make some money. But that convincing factor is not happening. That's the problem. So we will be seeing all these three major things and in the session. So now let's understand first, what do you think, is money good or bad according to you? Just one single answer. Is money good or bad? I want it to be interactive, please.
Good only.
Sorry?
Good.
Good. Okay, good. So then Pramila should be making good money. Okay, so who else? Anybody else would like to answer? So Swapna, what is your thought? Money is good or evil?
Yeah, always it's good.
It's always good. Good. Shiba Divakaran, what's your take on this, man?
Is in both way it can be. If we use properly, it's good, and in other ways, it's evil.
Wonderful. I love that answer. Okay, so Samsung, I don't know who's Samsung. At least just leave your name, the chat, so that I can at least call you by the name. Okay, just drop in your answer in the chat. Right. So money, it is good or evil. It depends upon our perception. To be very precise, it depends upon my perception, how I been brought up, okay, with the sayings of money. So now let's deep dive a little bit. Now, why there is a financial challenge every now and then, okay? Now, this takes us to the next level of deep diving. First of all, we need to understand, like, what is the belief I hold about money, right? So just one word. What do you think? What do you think the moment I say money? Immediately, what pops up in your mind? Just one word, please, for each of you. Yeah, please go ahead. What pops up the moment I say money? The word, one word, or one thought. Yes, Shiba, please go ahead. Yes, Shiba. Shiba, I didn't hear you. Did you say anything?
Yeah, happiness.
Happiness. Okay, great. Pramila,
Same happiness only.
happiness. Okay. Okay.
Samsung, she has replied to survive.
To survive. Okay, wonderful. So now my question is, if you think money is happiness, the moment you think about money, you feel happiness. Now there is another question. Now tell me, the person whom you dislike is having abundant of money. Now tell me, will you feel happy?
We
The
feel
person
jealous.
you feel
Jealous.
jealous. Yes. Now the perception changes. Yes, Shiva. What is your call on it? The person whom you dislike is blessed with abundant of money.
Is maybe feeling jealous.
Jealous. Good. And how about Rashmi? What do you think? Do you feel happy? The person is having
No,
a lot
ma'am,
of money?
jealous.
Jealous. Wonderful. So now comes the play of our belief system. Now for me, the money, if I have it, I feel happy. But if the same money is with another person, okay, for conversation sake, for discussion sake, the person whom I dislike, I don't like it now. Okay. Now, when the subconscious mind is going to think this way, right? I'm not happy seeing that person with money. Now, the subconscious mind cannot distinguish whether you're thinking for yourself or for the other person. All that it can take is, okay, my master is not happy looking into abundance of money. So let me make sure that she doesn't have enough money. Okay, she is happy when there is no money. Okay, so now this is the belief system we hold. See, money is money, right? If I am going to have 500 rupees or 5 lakh rupees, if you are going to have the same money, the value remains the same. It is not going to change. Since because I'm going to hold 5 lakh doesn't going to be like 5 crore or vice versa. So now we have to first understand what kind of belief I hold about money. The belief has to be standard, whether it is with somebody or with me, money is money. So this is one thing what we have to work on. Now, second thing, the belief or the thought about rich people. How many of you really feel happy looking at people who are like blessed with enormous amount of money? How many of you are really happy? Or what do you think the moment you see people who are really rich? What do you think? Do you feel really happy first of all?
Yes.
You feel happy. Good. People who are really rich, lavishly spending. Others, please. Rashmi, please. What do you think? The moment you see people, like let's take example of Ambani, since we had experienced his son's Anand Ambani's wedding preparation and all. So how many of us really felt happy looking at their spending power? Yeah, make it interactive, please. Yes, Shiva.
Even though they are spending money lavishly, in some or the other way, it may be helping some people.
Good. Right. And what about Rashmi? Rashmi will be able to speak. I'm getting a lot of things in the thing. Okay. Okay. So Revati ma'am. Okay. Thank you. So now the very important thing is that the moment I see rich people, okay, how am I feeling? Am I feeling jealous? Or am I having a kind of opinion or belief that, okay, these people are rich, probably they would have not made money in the right way. Okay. Or it could be like, why these people are like having so much of money when there are so many poor people? Why God doesn't have heart? He could have divided and given the same money. There are a lot more, right? So now, the moment I have these kind of thoughts, right? Now, thoughts are nothing but the energy. So now, if I'm going to have this kind of perception, now imagine how am I going to attract money? Because looking at rich people, okay, I don't have a good opinion overall, probably 50-50. Then how will I be able to attract money? How I can be in the category of the rich people? Because I'm not happy looking at them. Now the subconscious mind again takes up that, and it starts thinking, okay, she's not happy. Let's make sure that she doesn't get enough money to feel rich. Okay, and the childhood experience, the conditioning, as I told in the earlier slide, money don't grow in plants, or it's not easy to make money. You have to really work hard. Or is it could be like people who make money doesn't make it in a right way. Probably you have to take a wrong route, a bypass, a highway, okay, but not in the right sense. So if I'm going to have these kind of conditioning, what happens here is, now eventually I will end up attracting the opposite energy of money, because I'm not happy with the money. Money is money. As I said, the subconscious mind doesn't understand whether I'm thinking for myself or for others. So now what is the hidden lesson? Okay. So what I have to understand now, my subconscious mind is not aligned with my conscious mind. Surface level, I wish to have more money, but subconsciously, I'm not happy about the money, right? It has to first align. My body should vibrate the energies which a real rich man do vibrate. Okay. How many of us really felt equal when we go meet a very famous person? Do we feel really equal, or do we feel a little bit less than them because they are rich and we are not? Okay. So now I have to first start vibrating. I have to align my body in a way that my body language should speak as if I've been rich, how would I carry myself? That is very important. We have to align that. Okay. And that involves a lot of practice, that involves a lot of workouts, tasks. We have a lot of holistic tools to do that, right? And as I already said, the subconscious mind versus the conscious mind. Subconscious mind is thinking something, and my conscious mind is expecting something. There is no match. Okay. We have to align that both. And another thing, we keep trying to save money for future. We don't spend it now and then. Now, how many of us have this habit? We'll save it for future. Especially, what if there is an emergency? And what we mean by emergency, first of all, is that buying a plot or buying some asset? What do we really mean by emergency?
Medical expenses.
Excellent. Medical expenses. So now what are we vibrating is that I might fall sick anytime, or my family member might fall sick anytime. So I need money to treat them. Now what happens eventually, even though you make money, you might be wondering one or the other will be falling sick, and you will be doing more of medical expenses rather than happy expenses, right? And now this in turn, what happens is, if you start experiencing this, now you will start observing the pattern, and now you will have a subconscious programming that, okay, if I'm going to make a lot of money, then there is a medical expenditure awaiting there. Okay, now this becomes my belief system. And eventually I start vibrating same thing, and that becomes a loop, right? So now even this could be an unknown factor, because of which we are not able to make money, right? Because we are thinking that future could be unpredictable. Future is always unpredictable. And what if somebody is going to fall sick? So with this mindset, we don't want to attract money, but this subconscious mind programming is already done, and we are not able to utilize the money, even if we are able to make the money. Okay. Now we have to understand where are we going wrong. We have to understand how to balance the perception. Now, spendthrift, thrift, and stingy. Okay. So I will talk about the extremes alone. Now, you might be having a family member who is like spending lavishly, and you might be in the other end, like who is very calculative in spending. Okay. Or it could be vice versa. Right. Definitely, we will have a family member exactly opposite to our way of spending nature. If I'm stingy, my partner or my sons or my daughter or my in-law or my parents, my sibling could be the opposite side. Okay. Now this will irritate us. How many of you have actually experienced this? How many of you have this kind of a personality in your family? Swapna says, very good. I really appreciate your honesty, Swapna. Shiva, Pramila, Rashmi, just to share. Do you have anybody who's opposite of you, who's in terms of spending?
Ma'am, I have both characters in my family, ma'am.
Both characters? No. For you, one should be the opposite, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. My husband will spends very less, and
okay,
my father will, will be wasting so much of money without
okay,
counting or without this thing,
okay,
saving for the future. So I
okay,
found that them are
okay,
different. This thing.
right. So this is
In
one
our
example.
family,
Yes, 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 Pramila.
we will spend money for necessary things only, not for
Mm,
unnecessary. When
mm,
my father, everyone is like that only.
okay. But there will be difference of opinion, no? When you want to buy something, the other person will say, why unnecessarily you want to spend? Or it could be the other way around. Okay, why you want to compromise for such a small thing? Go for bigger one. But we feel like, no, that this is enough, right? That kind of things also happen, right? So now, what are they trying to teach us? So now I might be finding problem. My financial health is draining because of this one person. Either he is spending too much or she is spending very less, where I'm not able to enjoy the money. Now, what are they trying to teach me? If I am a person who spend lavishly, and if they are not, sorry, and if they are not aligning with you, but they are on the extreme, trying to save for future. Now we have a very valuable lesson. We have to learn that we have to strike a balance. Means that person is trying to tell you, don't keep on spending everything, have some money. You might be in need, not for emergency purpose, but it could be for anything else, even for better investment. You need money, right? So that is what that person is trying to tell you. Or if you're on the other side, if you are very stingy, you're not at all spending, saving everything for future, and the other person wants to enjoy now and there, means what that person is saying, see, we don't know what we have in the next moment in life. So try to leave this moment, right? Don't keep on saving everything. Try to spend something for you now. Enjoy the life. But for us, as I told you, the childhood conditioning, as Pramila said, as Rashmi said, our parents would have bought us in a different way. And when we experience the opposite situations, we are not able to take it up because we always have seen only one side of it. And we believed that only that one side exists in the entire world. But when we confront or when we face a person who is exactly the opposite of whatever we've been brought up, now we are not able to tolerate. We become vulnerable. We are like, oh, how this person is able to spend so much, or how this person can be so stingy. Now, this is the balancing perception. So you have to understand, like, okay, they're trying to teach me something. Let me also try to go that side as well. Not extremely, but at least strike a balance. Now, law of reflection. Sometimes what happens is we might be spending a lot, okay, and we see the other person being stingy. sometimes what happens is that stinginess, we are not able to take it up. Okay. But now it could be the other way. They are stingy and they are trying to reflect your stinginess. And that's when we get irritated. Sometimes what happens is this could be like same. I would be stingy and my one of my family member will be stingy. Even though I am stingy, that is not a big deal for me. But the other person who is stingy, I'm not able to tolerate it. Right? Now there is nothing called paradox. It is not a contrast, but same only. But I'm not able to take it. Means it could be like they are reflecting me that you're very stingy. I may not be stingy in only money, but I might be stingy in something else. Maybe I'm not giving enough time to my family. I'm becoming more and more conjuice in terms of spending time with family. Rather, I'll be spending time with something else which is not at all productive, and they're trying to reflect me. Right? So that is also there. That also we have to try and reflect. We have to find out like, okay, what are they trying to teach me then? Right? That is also there. And the law of paradoxical intent. This is like too much of desperation to make money. I need money. I need money. Only when I get the money, I'll be happy. Only if I'm happy, I'll be taking care of my health. Only then I will take step towards my, healthy meal or healthy lifestyle. Only when I make money, only I will do this. Okay. Now this is called paradoxical intent. Now what happens here is when you are very much desperate, okay, that desperation is, what is it showing? What is it there in our subconscious mind? My subconscious mind is vibrating that right now I don't have this. The moment I have this, then I will be happy. So surface level, we would be, we really want to have that. But in the subconscious level, we are vibrating that right now I don't have. Now there is a mismatch. Now my subconscious mind is vibrating that I don't have. That energy eventually will push the money still more away from me. It will not attract because I'm not sending the attraction energy, but rather what I'm sending that poverty consciousness energy. I'm saying that right now I don't have. Please, I need it. I need it somehow. We have to vibrate that I am already abundant. It is not faking ourselves, but rather we have to start focusing on what we've been blessed with. That is very much important. So you start giving more gratitude, then your subconscious mind send more of that happy vibration, more of that grateful energies, and you will be placed in a situation where you will be giving more and more gratitude only. So when we actually give thanks, when we are happy, when we feel like what I asked, I received it. So I'm very thankful. Now the life will keep you in that situation only. So you will keep on getting, and you will be always thankful. Right? So how many of you got that? How many of you think that you've been stuck up somewhere and you had that one key takeaway from this finance thing? Did anybody was able to connect? What is it and how is it? Why the finance life always struggles? Yes, no, okay. Anything is fine. So Rashmi, will you be able to share? Anybody? Shiba or Ramila? Am I audible or not?
Yeah, you are audible.
You are
There's
audible.
one chat.
Okay.
Revati ma'am said it's yes.
Yes, okay. What about others? So, right. I hope that this would have given you a different perspective about money and the relationship, what you hold towards your money, your relationship, your money. This is very important. This is how we are going to help you correct the energy frequency between you and your money, or it could be correcting your energy frequency between you and that particular person whom you are facing the difficulties. and the difficulty you're facing with your own physical health. Okay, so I would like to stop sharing right now. And we have less than a minute. I want all of you to join back, and we have some interesting topics to be covered by Swapna Rajaram, and she will be talking about still more fascinating things. So we always keep the best thing at the last. So please do join back once this ends, and you can ask your question once she's done with the session. So how far it is right now? Anybody would like to share anything? We have still more 1 minute left. Anybody would like to share? Anything is fine. Rashmi, Pramila, not able to speak. Shiva, Shiva was quite active and suddenly she's silent now. So right, so once this is over, please do join back in the same link, and we will continue with the most interesting topic, upcoming topic, right? So I'll just stop sharing the screen. Yes, so